Hello children, how are you doing today? Let me think you're fine. Let me think you're still keeping yourselves safe. Having completed the previous topic, we are handling a new theme, which is measurements. And under measurements, we are going to handle money, whereby money is a generally acceptable mean of exchange. Children of primary 5, money is a generally acceptable mean of exchange. So in Uganda, we have two types of money. We have the note money, which are the papers, and then we have the coin money. So with the coin money, we have a 500 shilling coin, we have a 50 shilling coin, we have a 200 shilling coin and others. Then when it comes to the paper money, we have a 1000 shilling paper money. Then we have a 2000 shilling paper note and others, like our previous teachers have been telling us. So for today, we want to look at buying and selling. And this buying and selling is one of the activities that we do in the day-to-day lives. So the intention of this lesson is to make you children aware of how to do the shopping and find a change after purchasing some items. So we are going to look at how to find the two. When I talk of the two, I mean the total expenditure and the change in the different examples that we're going to look at today. Example number 1 is saying Moses had 80,000 shillings. He bought the following items: 2 loaves of bread at 3,500 shillings each. That symbol you're seeing there stands for the word each. Then we have 4 exercise books at 700 shillings each. Then we have 2 geometry sets at 8,000 shillings each. So children, wherever we see the word each, wherever we see the word per, wherever we see the word it means they have given us the unit cost. So before we come to find somebody's change, we have to first find the total expenditure, and we cannot find the total expenditure before finding the amount. So children, we are going to find the amount. And how do you find amount? Amount is equal to unit cost times quantity. I've said, how do we identify the unit cost? How do we tell that they have given us the unit cost? When we see the word each, when we see the word per, when we see the word like in example number 1, all the items provided have the unity cost. So let's try to find the amount, starting with bread. So with bread, we shall say 3,500 shillings times 2. Why do we multiply by 2? 2 represents the quantity. Therefore, that amount times 2 gives us 7,000 shillings. Then when it comes to the books, we have 700 shillings times the quantity, which is 4, giving us an amount of 2,800 shillings. Then when it comes to the geometry sets, the unit cost is 8,000 shillings times the quantity, which is 2, giving us 16,000 shillings. Then after finding all that amount, all the amount spent on different items, we shall find the total expenditure. How do you find the total expenditure? By adding the amount spent on different items. So we shall pick the money spent on bread, which is 7,000 shillings, then books 2,800 shillings, then the geometry sets, which is 8,000, and we have to add. Remember, when you're adding, we put the plus sign as the operation sign, and don't forget to put the unit. In this instance, we are using shillings because we are dealing with money. So when we add the amount for those 3 items, we shall end up with 25,800 shillings. But when you look at the question was saying, what was his change? How do you find a change? Get the amount somebody went with minus the total expenditure. So being that Moses went with 80,000 shillings, we shall subtract 25,800 shillings and we remain with a change of 54,200 shillings. Therefore, Moses' change was 54,200 shillings. After that, we're going to handle example number 2, whereby they say, Mute went for shopping and bought the items below. 5 kilograms of meat at 7,500 shillings per kilogram, 500 grams of salt at 1,000 shillings a kilogram, 2 bars of soap at 8,000 shillings. And they are saying, calculate his change if he went with the 72,000 shillings. Therefore, when we observe this question critically, we're seeing that on some items they have given us the unit cost. Why do I emphasize that they have given us the unit cost? Because I'm seeing the word per kilogram. I'm seeing then on the salt, I'm also seeing a kilogram. Therefore, on those two items, we have to find the amount. Starting with the meat, we shall say unit cost times quantity. Therefore, we have 7,500 times 5, which will give me 37,500 shillings. Then when it comes to the salt, they say 500 grams of salt at 1,000 shillings a kilogram. So children, on this point, we're seeing that we have two units. But in converting or in getting the amount, children, we must have the same unit. We must have the same unit. So for the salt, we are going to convert the grams to kilograms. And we say 1,000 grams are equal to, we were saying we're handling salt, so we are going to convert the 500 grams to kilograms. I've said 1,000 grams are equal to 1 kilogram. Therefore, when we are converting, children, from grams to kilograms, we divide. So what are we going to do for this case? We are going to get 500 divided by 1,000. We're going to get 500 divided by 1,000, then times the unit cost, which is 1,000 shillings. We are lucky that the denominator that we have, which is 1,000, is directly divisible by the unit cost, which is also 1,000. So 1,000 divided by 1,000 gives us 1. And what we've remained with is what we're going to multiply. Therefore, children, we are going to multiply 500 times 1 shillings, giving us 500 shillings. Meaning, Mute spent 500 shillings on salt. Then when it comes to soap, because they didn't mention whether it is unit cost, we get not directly its amount. We just put there the 8,000 shilling cost. The 8,000 shilling, which was the cost of the 2 bars of soap. After getting the amount, children, we are going to find the total expenditure. Remember, I told you find the total expenditure by adding. We're going to add 37,500 shillings plus 500 for the salt, then plus 8,000 for the soap. And our total expenditure will be 46,000 shillings. After getting the total expenditure, we shall then find the change. Change is bought by getting the amount somebody went with minus the total expenditure. So get 72,000 shillings minus 46,000 shillings, giving us a change of 26,000 shillings. But children, as you arrange these numbers, make sure you follow the place values. And when we are arranging these numbers, we can either arrange them vertically or horizontally. But the best way would be vertically because the multiplication becomes easier. After looking at those two examples, I feel like my children now can go for shopping and avoid the leaving of the change with the shopkeepers. So can we try these three numbers to see whether we've learned how to handle buying and selling. Exercise number 1. Sarah went shopping and bought 4 trays of eggs at 7,500 shillings a tray, then 8 kilograms of sugar at 2,500 shillings a kilogram, 3 bars of soap at 3,000 shillings each. And they say, if she had 60,000 shillings, what was her change? Question 2. A farmer sold his harvests as shown below. 50 pineapples at 1,200 shillings each. 2 baskets of tomatoes at 13,500 shillings a basket. 60 cabbages at 800 shillings each. Then question A, how much did he earn? Part B, if he had to pay 300,000 shillings for his son's school fees, how much did he need now? Then question 3, use the price list below to answer the questions that follow. Bananas, 1,500 shillings a cluster. Peas, 900 shillings a kilogram. Irish potatoes, 2,500 shillings a kilogram. Maize flour, 800 shillings a kilogram. Question A, if Joan bought 2 kilograms of each item, how much did she spend? Part B, if she had a 20,000 shilling note, find her change. So children, answer for me those 3 questions. Be critical as you multiply, as you add and subtract. When you look at this number, it needs the 4 operations that we've been looking at from P1 to P4. So we can still continue with it. Perfect the work as you write. Make sure you cater for the handwriting. I wish you the best, and we are at school waiting for your books for marking. Have a nice day.